Devstream 175 just happened, and I'm going to go through a recap with you guys in this video. But I'm going to do another video sometime next week about everything we know about whispers in the walls. So feel free to subscribe if you want to hear about that in the future as well. But let's get started with a few housekeeping, as they called it. November 29th, Nightwave Volume 5 launches. So we have that. And I don't have an asset for this, but they did mention that the Heirloom Collection for Mag and Frost is ending at the end of the year. So for those of you guys that don't know, if you don't have the Heirloom Collection and you plan to buy it, you only have until December 31st at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time to purchase it if you would like to purchase it. And I'm also going to mention that Tenenbaum is apparently starting on December 1st, as well as a Snow Day style PvP event, which they mentioned had been gone for a while, but they're bringing it back. My only guess is that they are trying to bring back PvP in Warframe. So definitely let me know if you guys are excited for PvP to potentially come back into Warframe. Tented a newer flux of players. Anyway, I'll do a whole video talking about that too. So many videos, so little time. December 7th is the game rewards, which you could tune in for free Sevagoth as the Twitch drop, as well as at the game rewards, they'll be announcing the official release date for Whispers in the Walls. Unfortunately, they didn't announce it during this particular Devstream, but they did announce quite a bit on this Devstream, which is was the last Devstream of the year, by the way. And speaking of stuff they announced, Goss Prime. Yeah, Goss Prime was officially announced, but there's a caveat, and it's a pretty big one. He's not coming till January, so he's not coming with the Whispers in the Walls update. He's going to be separate. He's going to be his own thing entirely. So that is a bit interesting there, I guess you could say. I want to see if there are any quote-unquote more housekeeping things. Warframe 1999. That thing we saw for Warframe 1999, apparently part of that is part of Whispers in the Walls. We get to play through some of that. I would refer to it more the backdoor pilot type thing. It's basically what they do in TV shows where they're trying to launch a spin-off on the exact episode. So certain things that gain a spin-off and you're like, hey, I've seen those in that episode. That's a backdoor pilot. And I'm going a little too more into detail. You know me, get off track sometime. But here we are, back on track. And that no greater way to go back on track than announce Warframe Mobile, okay? I know. I've technically announced Warframe Mobile, I don't know how many times now across all my YouTube channels. Link in the description below. But Warframe Mobile, as I know it anyway, the open beta, closed beta, is actually being sunsetted or shut down or whatnot because they are apparently going to focus more on Warframe mobile so they can release it next year, as well as they're working on an Android version. Because for those of you guys that don't know, Warframe mobile had only been available on iOS in the code beta, but they're actually working on an Android version right as we speak. We also were, as they talked about on stream, on the Devstream, here are more juicy details, okay? Whispers in the Wall. We know it's coming in December. That much has been confirmed, that the Whispers in the Wall quest, the Atradi tile set. So the pre-requirements, I don't know if I have that slide here. Oh, here we go. I do actually have it here. Pre-requirements for Whispers of the Wall. Heart of Deimos and the New War. And furthermore, that no longer a story skip option, a innate power pack available. So basically, no more story skip, but you will be able to buy some kind of power pack. Apparently, it's supposed to be like a small level booster type thing. Think of it as the old Ember beginner pack, but this will be a little, hopefully a bit more advanced and actually help you, as well as they're making it so main story quests don't actually need MR requirements. So you'll be able to theoretically start Warframe on the same day as you catch up. So you can do 10 years of Warframe in, I don't know, 10 days, 5 days, maybe 10 hours. I don't know. So yeah, that's all pretty cool for newer players. It's actually quite handy for newer players, if I'm being honest. So they basically scrapped the whole story skip option, and I know a lot of you guys felt some type of way about it initially, so maybe it's a good thing they scrapped it. And then, of course, we come back to here the new weapon type, Tome. And then we get new tome mods, which I was not expecting them to announce new tome mods. Apparently, there are two, and one of them is unique to tomes specifically because they wanted tomes to feel different from other weapons, which I do appreciate. I do appreciate that quite a bit. As well as new enemies, we knew about the new enemy faction, the Murmur faction, the Entire Labs enemies, new syndicate, which they didn't talk too much about the new syndicate per se, because of the fact that, if I'm being honest, the Rebecca was already risking spoiling so much. So they kind of glossed over the syndicate because they didn't want to spoil any details. And then we also have Clan Operation Gargoyles Cry, launched a few days post update, meaning that it doesn't launch the same date at the update. It launches like a few days after, maybe a week after, maybe literally just 3 days. So we'll see. New rewards include, okay, so the Cigna, so they mentioned it being a sort of community rewards. So if the community basically quote unquote saves the world from gargoyles or whatever, we will all get the Signa. Now I like the Signa for the fact that that means that it opens up quest rewards being Signas. For those of you guys that don't know, Signas currently only heirloom collection thing. Like, this heirloom collection that I'm talking about in particular featured Frost and Mag Signas. So, yeah. Archon Shard, coalescent fusion. You spare Archon Shard. Yeah, we just all have a bunch of spare Archon Shard lying around. Okay, okay, back to what it said. Use spare Archon Shard to create new Archon Shard. Violet, Emerald, and Topaz. Topaz Archon Shard, orange Archon Shard. Violet, of course, purple. Emerald, it's kind of like, greenish color. So that would be pretty cool to see. Arcane, Disillusion, dissolve Arcane's stockpiles into Phosphor to trade for Arcane packs. Think of it like Arcane Dust, basically. I don't know how many of you guys have played Hearthstone before, but that Arcane Dust, you can sort of dissolve or destroy your cards. You get Arcane Dust, use them to buy new arcanes, new cards or whatever. Well, this will be a similar thing for arcane packs, which will be cool because you collect so many arcanes, especially from the acolytes. The acolytes drop arcane non-stop. New player don't quite know what I'm talking about yet, but you will. Trust me, you will. One day, you will play Warframe long enough that you'll face acolytes, you'll say, cool, arcane, for like the first 6, 8 times, and then afterwards you'll be like, oh, another arcane, because they're guaranteed drops from them. So I'm just saying, yeah. And then we have Corvex. Corvex is the next up and coming new frame. Let's actually, okay, so his ability, and he comes with an arc gun. Yes, a new arc gun is coming to Warframe. Speaking of, all arc guns are getting buffs because right now, apparently some weapons are more powerful than arc guns. So there's little to no point in using arc guns now, which I can actually attest to because just the other day I was thinking, oh, I could summon my arc gun. Then I was like, what's the point? Because, my weapons are more powerful. So, yeah. But back to the new Wolfram, Corvex. Has 4 abilities, a pylon ability, a smashing into the walls these aren't their official names. I picked, for the second ability, I said smashing into the walls because of the fact that I feel like I was trying to be clever at the time but yeah, anyway, third ability makes you and your allies immune to status effects, certain status effects. And then the fourth one is like a chain irradiation type thing. So that is pretty cool there. And then, once again, we have, like I said, Corvex coming with an arc gun, as well as an alternate helmet, and a Cyandana. Savagoth skin, we knew this. This is the deluxe skin that's coming out. Not entirely sure. I don't have an asset here at the moment, but I may in the future for the future video. Definitely feel free to check that out. We're getting a new hammer, a new cravat fur pattern, two new spellbook skins, and capture scenes. And finally, one more thing. Tennokai. Yes, Tennokai. Okay, it's a real thing, actually. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it's actually a real thing. We get new mods and stuff. It's basically a way for you to time your hits, get a free heavy melee attack if you pay attention and time it correctly. But you don't worry, it's not another thing you necessarily have to look out for if you really don't want to, because there are mods that do the Tennokai thing. It's not just going to be like a everything everyone's forced into type situation. But yeah, that was the recap of the Devstream. Like I said, stay tuned to the future. I will have a dedicated video, what we know so far about Whispers in the Walls update. But yeah, with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.